Hello, gamers and friends. I wanted to talk about specifically the SMMO um, Christmas event for 2021. Um, there isn't a lot of content out in the world, and finding old event items sucks if you don't know if they exist. Um, Things have gotten more popular over the years, but I wanted a visual and cement display of everything. Um, but to begin, um, I do want to say that the upgrades, to begin with, um, are new. Previous events did not have, or at least they did have upgrades, but to be able to upgrade more than a single time is new. Jobs are still only once, but it is a nice addition to be able to add more than one, and also to have this nice overlay to see how many you've done. Um, but the normal keys and mushrooms, talking about the Christmas roast, it's disappointing to see this one come around again. This released first in last Christmas, which was my first event. Back then, foods were only, or all of the items were event locked and restricted once the shop reset. So it's cool to see this back again, but also disappointing that there are now more in circulation and another chance to get it. Um, it's also a good opportunity for any noobs to dump a celestial if you do not have the achievement yet to dump something like this into the dump. This is the perfect item to do that. Cheap and effective. Much cheaper than most celestials that you'll find, and I've seen way too many people dump important, expensive things, and when they could have just done something as simple as this. So if you happen to have exotic foods as well, that's a perfect thing for the other achievement. But then we have the normal potions. Um, these will probably stay the same every event. They all suck. Don't buy them. 5 minutes is not worth it, especially with how low the percent bonus is. But just a quick note. Then moving on to background 112. This is actually in the game already. This was allowed in drops before the event. People had it before. People will probably still be able to get it just like the other foods. Um, I don't. If you are a collector of event items, I do not recommend getting this one. It's probably going to be common, and most people will probably forget that it was a Christmas drop. However, 128 is the same theme, but I'm not sure if it's the same idea because it is new to the game, but it's the same theme, and there's a chance that it will be event exclusive, but it's hard to say. Only time will tell. I'm hoping that it is locked. One of my favorite things about the events is being that they only drop once, and so for things to be able to come back around is disappointing. Um, but pretty nonetheless. 132 is an amazing grab if you are a collector. 132 is definitely one that you want to grab. Um, it is one of the most expensive, even with the event still going on. By the time this video comes out, the event will probably be over. But if you are a collector, um, after the update in the version 10.0, as far as my knowledge is, all of the basic backgrounds of solid black, solid white, and the red tan were all removed. And so to have something, a solid color without much going on is a good choice to showcase all the avatars that you may or may not have. But 133, very pretty, very nice. I like this one. Not enough to get it for myself, but enough that I know somebody will love it. I always like when items are slightly holiday themed, but enough that they can stand on their own and not be obvious. And then 134, a great pick. Normal for all the others. I like the framing of this one. It's very unique with its emptiness on the side and busy on the right. Um, but a normal background. Um, Then we move on to the Festive Donut. If you are a collector, these will not be locked. These will not be exclusive. You can buy them if you want. They probably will go for 25,000 once the event ends. It's disappointing that stuff like this gets added and isn't locked, but it is cool to just be able to get it, but it loses a lot of value because of that. Um, and then we get into the meat of everything. There are 2 specials this time around. Sometimes there are more. There's never less than 2. The Grandma's Gift will definitely be a collector's item, but only because it's a defense, and there's not a lot of those in circulation, just because strength is generally agreed upon to be the better of the 2. Um, it's not that either is specifically better or worse, it's just a circulation thing. Um, the Ugly Christmas Sweater is, of course, the one that everyone invests in. If you can buy this for 150 million, that's a deal. If you can buy it for 100, one event later, that's definitely a steal to have. They're a bit more expensive than the pets, so they won't drop any much less than 100 if you're lucky. And then they'll start to get more expensive. Since the community event 2 events ago, they released more than just a single strength and defense pet. The Reining Death reindeer is one of the balanced classes that is kind of new. Cute, but probably nothing too special. However, the Santa's Enforcer, being both cute and defense, will probably be a very big collector's item. If you can pass this and get it into your collection, that's definitely something you're going to want to do if you love collecting. Um, it's a cute one, and I doubt that they will really circulate very often with how few of them there are and how nicely animated they are. Then we have the common one. The Festive Dragon will not be hard to come by. This will probably drop to 90 million after the event, so if you need one, you can just wait and get one later for your collection if you need to. I'm definitely going to do that. I like this guy. But this is the one that everyone will have. This will be the most common. It'll be the most easy to get. It's also the most useful, with it being mainly strength. They get stronger every event, so it's not too crazy. And then we have another defense pet with Fishmas. Same deal with the penguin, except it's less cute, so it'll be expensive. It'll be hard to come by, but it's not too great. Not much of a collector's item, in my opinion. Then we move on to the my favorite part, all the avatars and things. I think the Mecha Claus is pretty cool. I like that it's similar to the Zeus avatar from the community event, but as far as I know, this style is not much of Obi's style, who was the creator of most of these items this event. I believe this was in the game for a while. I could be wrong, but it wasn't an avatar until this event, as far as I know. It's a good one. Then we have the RPG Elf. I like this one. It's not my favorite. It's probably going to be a normal amount of demand. I can see some people being very excited about the explosives part of the avatar, but it's just your average Joe. Then, with the Starlord, this one is money right here. It may not be too expensive right now, but this is a big winner. It's super cool. It's always going to be relevant. I do think that it'll be slightly below the rate of a Easter Blob. That one is very rare, very popular. Lots of people love it. I think it's just as good. I think it'll be just as relevant. So if you can get one, I recommend it. Then, the Jelf Pack. I like this one a lot. It grew on me over the event. I didn't like it at first. I didn't think the elves were super cool. I like that they're stylized, but they're kind of bland. But just the gun and the jetpack, I've started to like it more as time goes on. Another big winner, the Christmas Cthulhu, oddly named, is super cool. I definitely think it'll be a good pick in the future. I think there will be demand for it, despite its low circulation. I think that's all the more reason to get one. The fact that it is Christmas themed is kind of cool, but mostly a meme, so it's useful for any event, any situation. I see this being a big find in the future and important for a collection. We have 2 sprites before we start more avatars. The Mistletoe is a perfect meme sprite to add to any custom collection. There aren't going to be a ton of these, and I have a few of them. And then the Snowman Killer is kind of dumb, in my opinion, but somebody will find a funny use for it, and it'll be great. And then a small tidbit. The Snowman Killer was actually the end of this lineup. This was all that came out, was up to the Snowman Killer, and I made a specific suggestion directed at Mike to get more avatars because I wanted the Christmas Santa's jelly enemy as an avatar. I think we need more blobs. And his response, I'm surprised he even made any changes at all, was to add the next 3, including Santa Claus, which is a re-release. As far as I know, this did come out in a previous event. I think it was 2 years ago instead of just 1 year. Not super clear on that, but it's cool to see this one again. I'm excited for it. I'm gonna have a bunch of those. Beastmaster, super good find. There's gonna be a ton of people who want this. The fact that there's 2 things in one frame is awesome. The fact that there's a dog is cool. This one will be, I'm sure, lots of people's favorites for a long time to come. So if you can get one of those 3 or 4 is super good. And then finishing off with Mr. Death, he is and just a regular NPC in Everwinter. Lots of people's favorite place to step. And they port him over to the North Pole every year. But I have never seen him as an avatar, so the fact that you can dress up as an NPC is pretty cool. This is all that we have. I'm excited with the 7 that we have. 5, 6, 7, 8. So I had to buy a lot of things to get all of these guys. But it was definitely a good year, and I'm excited for the next event. I'm probably going to do another one specifically for that. But I hope that this archive is helpful. I want to make sure that collectors who join new to the game, who want to take a look back at the past, even if you're not trying to actually buy anything, you have an opportunity to take a look at exactly what everything is all together. Because once an event ends, the opportunity to see them all in one big chunk goes away. So hopefully I can make more of these, and thanks for checking it out.